Hello, welcome to the end of 2025. I am just getting ready. I'm not going out this year. I round off this year. So I have had a very, very wild year. Some may say a bad year. I don't like to think of it that way. But let's be honest, it's been a difficult year. But we see the good things in it. The amazing thing is I keep a list every single year. So what I do is in my notes app on my phone, and I write a little list at the start of every year of all the things that I want to achieve or all the things that I just want to do that year. So like even if, I do it every year, just making sure that I get it done, because then when it's on that list I can be like, oh, I've got a free day today, like why don't I go and do this? So like something little silly like going to the museum, but then also I add my goals on there as well, and it's so satisfying to tick things off. So in the notes app you can do like a tick list, so it's satisfying to tap that and tick it off, seeing how many I've ticked off by the end of the year. But also when I have done something new that may be unexpected, or maybe it's just like I planned it in the moment or something like that, I then add that on. Anything that I achieve that I didn't expect it, I add it onto that list, so that at the end of the year I have a list of things that I've achieved this year, or things that have made me happy, or things that I've done new and that I can look through. And I thought, why not share them with you whilst I get ready, whilst I do my makeup, because I do think it's incredible. And then we can have a little think and a little look through anything that we may want to think about for next year. I don't know. Just to start off this year, the reason that it might have been a little bit tougher than usual, I'm actually going to start the makeup now, otherwise I'll just be yapping. The reason that it might have been a bit tougher than usual is because I moved home back to Liverpool, right? And the reason for this was mental health in London. I finally got diagnosed with PMDD, which was a long time coming, and I think just circumstances of my life in London mixed with the PMDD, like I was having severe breakdowns every month, which obviously, absolutely, do you see what I mean? We can see this as a bad thing, but to me, this year was the year that I got that diagnosis, and I'm now being treated for that, so I don't have to go through that every month anymore, which we love. I'm so happy about it. I would say I'm very much adjusted to the medication now as well, which took its time. But yeah, it's doing well. But yeah, wild kind of time in my life, because obviously the way you've got to see it, like if you don't know what PMDD is, it's basically PMS but a million times more extreme. So it's not, I don't think it's really classed as its own mental disorder, it's more hormonal disorder basically. So it's very common in women with ADHD, which makes a lot of sense. So they told me this when I was diagnosed. They were like, yeah, you're pretty much textbook, because I've got PCOS as well, so there is underlying issues there with my hormones, which I've known for a very long time. To me, being diagnosed with that was such a big step in my life, because you do just feel completely not human in those 2 weeks. I don't feel, I don't know, I never felt like myself for 2 weeks of the month all the time, and I felt like I was being this pretend person. So I had this life in London that I loved and also really hated. So to come out of that on like a good side, back in Liverpool, I've had the time to think my life through. I've had the time to just become so sound mentally, and it's wild. I feel like I've learned so much this year, so I am so grateful for that. And yeah, that's the only thing. Obviously moving back home, it felt like a massive step backwards in terms of the fashion industry, in terms of my career, but it really wasn't. Like, if I'm completely honest, I have been able to have the time now to rest, the time to think, the time to actually take a second and function properly like a normal human. So I can now just do things. Like I'm always creating, I'm always busy, I'm always doing things, where like when I was living in London I couldn't do that, and I also couldn't do that because I had to pay, I had to work a lot to pay rent to live there. Right now I'm living back with my parents. Other people may see that as a negative thing as well. I don't. This is the first time since I moved out at the age of 18 years old that I am not paying rent. I'm not paying all this whatever, council tax and all that, and bills. Like, I am able to save. I'm able to pay off those debts that I got from living in London. I'm able to do so much more. Oh, it's so good. I'm also able to buy myself things, which is obviously the heaven. That's what I want. So I'm able to spend so much more time with my family that I was never able to do when I lived in London. I would come home once, maybe twice a year. Spending so much time with my family. I'm seeing my nephews grow up. I'm seeing my baby brother grow up. So I personally couldn't wish for something better. Like in the moment, back in about February to April, when all this was going on, it was like really stressful in my life. It just felt like the world was ending. And now I realise it was just starting, huns. It was just starting. This is why, if you're going to take anything away from today, from this little YouTube video, please take away that even the worst things that go on in your life are leading you to something better. Always have faith. Always trust. So I put trust in God. Whatever you want to trust in, you put your trust in that. Put your trust into just, you stop worrying. You push your worries away. You stop worrying and you just have the faith that everything works out, because it always does. And it always does. And I told myself that for about half of this year. I said to myself, I've got to keep going, and I've got to get myself up and out of bed, and I've got to keep doing things and keep working, because it will work out. Like, it will literally, there's going to be a day. I was telling myself this. I was like, there's going to be a day that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say it was all worth it. And right now I'm saying that it was all worth it. This year it was all worth it, okay? So let's go through some more of the things. So obviously they're like the biggest things, I would say. But right, I've got a little list, so I'm just gonna go through it. It's not really in chronological order. It is a little bit, but not really. Okay, so one of the wildest things that happened at the start of the year, one of my TikToks, reel, got 1 million views and like 30,000 likes or something stupid. But it got so popular, and it was with the song That Don't Impress Me Much by Shania Twain. It got so popular that Shania Twain liked it herself. I was like, oh my God. I was just in the middle of work and I got a notification, Shania Twain liked your reel. So I click on it thinking this is some parody account. No, it was Shania Twain. So that made me happy. I also got like tons more views of that on TikTok. I also had another viral TikTok, but that was because like people were being like so like aggy. They were being like really weird in the comments. It was about Katie Price, how much I love Katie Price, right? Because like, who doesn't? Absolute diva. And it was just all these men in the comments being like, oh, she eats dog shit, and oh, she's like proper, like, go away. So that's when I realised, oh my God, like, you know, controversy and what's it called, rage bait, it really does get people. But you have to be really desensitized to that. And it's like, as much as I was okay with it, because it just made me laugh, because I had fellas calling me all sorts as well. I just don't care. I don't care to rage bait. Well, maybe I do. But I don't care to rage bait. So I just thought, I'm not gonna do it on purpose. I know it'll get me the views and stuff. It's not really the vibe I want in life. What else happened? Oh my God. Do you know I only started my YouTube this year? This year, it's still 2025. My first YouTube video was actually of New Year's Eve last year. And what's so wild about that is last year, start of this year, I was living in the most gorgeous flat in London. I was living in the most gorgeous flat in London where I could literally look out the window and see the whole fireworks display that you see on the telly in London. And we watch out of our rooms, and we put on the BBC coverage of it so we could hear what was going on, because you can only actually hear if you're actually on the Thames, like if you're actually at exactly where it is, which I think is like Embankment area. So it's very funny, because this shit, I'm probably just gonna watch it again on the telly, why not? But it's funny being back in Liverpool and just like watching it on the telly again, like I used to watch it out my window. Bit madness. Again, full circle always. But yeah, I have only been on YouTube for 1 year, and I'm very happy that I stuck with it for this long, because the thing about me doing it was I've always wanted to do it, but I was always too scared. And I said to myself, no, just do it, who cares? Even if it fails, at least you tried, right? And let's be honest, like, it's not skyrocketed. I don't have hundreds and hundreds of followers, but I have 69 followers, by the way. Quite funny. I have 69 followers, and that is 69 more than when I wasn't doing YouTube. And also the most views I've got are like over 250 or something like that. Not skyrocketed like some people do, but I'm happy that people do watch. People do actually watch, and people enjoy. And just me yapping sometimes, or my little stupid little vlogs of my weeks, and you know, people actually want to see that. So even if that's only a few people for now, it's spurred me on and it's kept me going to do it for a whole year. And I think I'm coming up to nearly posting 20. I think I'm at like 18 that have been posted or something like that, over 12 months. And wow, I'm so amazed with myself. I've learned so much in terms of editing and stuff like that, so I'm so proud. Yeah, YouTube, I'm still gonna stick with it because I'm dead proud. And even though like I have a lot of family members have absolutely roasted me for it, been like, that's dead embarrassing, why are you talking to yourself, why did you do that, you only get like 12 people viewing it, like they've said some horrible stuff, but I don't care. I do not care. Nothing's gonna affect me. I tried the Stairmaster for the first time. When I read that on the list, I was like, what? But then I remembered it's true. The Stairmasters at a gym, I was terrified of for ages because I thought I'm just gonna fall off that. I was so scared to even look at it. And then I thought, you know what, that's gonna be one of my goals for this year. Just get on it and try it, give it a go. And then I loved it. It was one of my favourite things to go on in the gym. I stopped going to the gym just because I literally can't fit it into my schedule at the moment. Until I find one that's in like the perfect location, I'm going to go back. But I think I want to try classes this year. That's on my list. But big fan of going to the gym this year. That was a fun few months. I think I did about 5-6 months of going to the gym, maybe a little bit longer. But I only stopped about like a month or 2 ago. But you know, it was good while it was. I got my first Build-A-Bear since I was a kid, and don't laugh at me and don't judge because I do not care. I have wanted a Build-A-Bear as an adult for a very long time, and I always thought, oh god, it's so embarrassing, like I need a boyfriend, I'm gonna have to have a boyfriend to do that, right? But no, me and my flatmate Leah, we went and did it on Valentine's. I actually have a video of it on here, my Valentine's Day video if you want to see it. We went to Stratford, Westfield, and we made Build-A-Bears because we were like, who needs men to do it? She's got a man now, whatever. All my friends have men now. I'm literally the last one standing. But I was very happy that we made Build-A-Bears. And I got a pink one and dressed her in pink clothes, which are very like my brand kind of outfit. And I called her Chanel. Next one, I modelled for another brand. Yeah, me a model, I know, stop it. I've been asked to do it more than just that time as well, but I've just been so busy, guys. I was actually signed to an agency in London when I lived there. Music videos, so I've done some of them, but every time they call me up, I would be working in my full-time job. It ruined my stardom. I also learned how to do my own nails, which I still do now. There was a period of time when I moved back home that I was getting my nails done, and that was just purely out of pampering. That was purely because I kind of went, just let me relax and enjoy life. But I do actually really enjoy doing my own nails, and I currently have blue sparkly, although obviously my hair dye has dyed my hand. Has it dyed the nails as well? A little bit, it's okay. Blue sparkly. I went on my first proper business trip. So I have a part-time job as well as my label, and when I was in London it was a full-time job, but now I've moved back up here, it's only part-time, which is amazing. I got sent on a business trip and they paid for the travel, they paid for the hotel. I was in a fancy hotel, I was getting food paid for. I was living the life, so I really enjoyed that, and I was so happy because it just felt like I just felt like I loved my work even more. Like I just fell in love with my work even more. I do love the work that I do. I don't talk about it because I can't really, but I do love it. Sold some dresses. By the way, I'm putting on a lot of blush. I sold some dresses, which finally I do need to start just putting them up on the website again, but I took the website down because the maintenance of it, like, it wasn't looking how I want it to look. It was taking too long to do the maintenance, and I want to do it properly. So I need to get that done in like Jan or Feb, but do I have the time? Don't know. We'll see. We will see. It's gonna have to get done. Oh my god, this amazing thing happened. I saw the Carabao Cup final. One of the best days of my life. So I love Liverpool. I'm a big football fan. I do avoid it at the moment because we've been losing a lot, and I can't deal with the heartbreak. You know, I've already had a tough year, and I'm just not taking it very well. So I just don't watch. I still love them, and basically, I think I was partying with Newcastle fans the night before. Like, don't even ask. I used to live in Newcastle for uni, so loads of my mates were there, and so I was partying with them, because they were partying outside my workplace, and then I walk out and I'm like, what are you doing here? So I see them, and then we just have like a good night, and then the next day I'm hungover and my stepdad calls me and he's like, can you get to Wembley? And I'm like, what? The Carabao Cup, I've got a spare ticket. So my brother was ill with the flu and he couldn't go, so I took his ticket and I went. And that was just, oh my god, I was so happy because it was actually on my list to go to a Liverpool game this year, and I did it. It was also on my list to go to Anfield, but obviously what's wild about this, and this is why I think doing these lists is so good, don't think you know how these are going to happen. So when you write something down, don't be specific. Everyone tells you, oh my god, be specific, you've got to manifest it, be dead specific. It's not about manifesting, it's not about forcing things to happen in your life. It's about going, I kind of would like this to happen. I mean, obviously I'm like trusting God, and then you're just, oh, I kind of like this to happen, and then you don't know how it's going to happen. This thing will happen in the most unexpected way. You're like, wow, thank you, oh my god. So don't expect, and don't force things in life. It's the best way to be. On my list was go to Anfield and watch Liverpool game, but they both happened separately, because then I ended up going to Anfield because I was cast to be in a video for Expedia in Liverpool. So I was in one of their adverts. I'm only in it for like split seconds, so I'm not gonna find it to get you, but I got some pretty cool photos from that day. So I was very happy with that. Made up. I went and did a load of things that, like, I love just writing these down on my little list for the year, because I think these are really big things that I don't think people do enough of, and I definitely did not do enough of when I was working full time in London and stressing my life out. And that is like little day trips. So like we went to Legoland for one day. I've got a video of that as well. I've been to museums, I've been to the cathedral, I went to a festival. Like, there's so many little things now. Like, I went to a farm, I went to the zoo, I went to Chester Zoo. Like, there's so many things that I like that I have on this year that any other year I've done none of that. And oh god, I just love it. I just love a little day trip. I definitely want to do more of that again next year. Even if the zoo's on there again, take me to Chester Zoo again. I want to do it. I want to go on that little Chester Zoo ride again. Loved it. Loved doing things like that. So I always have them on my yearly list. Another big thing, which I think we should talk about, I started my ADHD therapy. So no, a standard therapy and ADHD coaching. So as someone with ADHD, when I was working full-time and overworking myself, I couldn't work too well. So I would get just so stressed and so overwhelmed, and so like I couldn't manage life properly when I get like that. I got ADHD coaching through my work to manage my symptoms, manage my life, and it was incredible. I can't lie, it was just insane. And it sounds stupid because it's like, why would I need something like that? I don't see myself as that neurodivergent. I mean, I am. But you know, you try and tell yourself you're not that neurodivergent, you don't need help, but oh my god, did it help. It really helped. So that was amazing. And then therapy was really good as well. So therapy just helped me because of all the shit I was going through. So obviously, like, with all the stress of the PMDD and the breakdowns I had at the start of the year, it just helped me through that, and it helped me kind of like just understand that, like, it's okay to have your little meltdowns, but the best thing to do is like rationalize things and things like that, so it's really helped with that. And as I say, like, I'm really sound of mind nowadays, so it's going well. Obviously Liverpool won the league, which was a load of different celebrations. So I think I had my first proper night out back in Liverpool when we kind of like unofficially won, but we won because no one else could beat us from that point. So I had a big night out then, and then when the parade happened, I had a huge night out then. That was just such a good night, seeing them go past on the bus, loved it. And like the whole of Liverpool just like in red was amazing. I made a little outfit for that as well. I also sold some of my artwork for the first time this year. I don't think I've ever sold my artwork before. And it was just like some illustrations that I've done. I also got my own fashion studio. I do have a vlog on that week of getting my own fashion studio. I also have loads of vlogs on like doing it up and stuff like that. So do go and watch if you see. Also got a cinema subscription, and it's something I've been thinking about for probably about 8 years, of getting a cinema subscription. And why have I not done it before? You tell me. I love the cinema, and I always feel like it's such good value for money as well, because you can just pop to the cinema whenever you want, and trust me, it is such good value. I pay the £20 per month one in Odeon, and I just go. Sometimes after work, sometimes on a day off, I just go, especially when there's films that I want to see. But I especially love horror films, so I love it when loads of them are out. But there's only The Housemaid at the moment, which I need to go and see. I go on my own a lot. I don't care. I like to be on my own. You know what's the worst thing? When I go and see like a popular film and I'm having to sit next to people. Oh, don't do that to me. This one is a good achievement, because obviously, as I said, like, I thought my fashion world was over when I moved back. But I got a 4-page spread in a fashion magazine. I got another 2 or 3 page spread in another one. Well, that one, the 2 or 3 page spread wasn't just on me. That was like someone wearing my designs. I've got another huge article that came out on just me. And then I have another article coming out in Jan that I took part in. So there's a lot, and I'm so happy. So it's been really good to get involved with that side of things. I painted the shop window of my mum's coffee shop, which is gorge, and I love it. But that was so fun to do something where I was treated as an artist and I was the artist, and I just got to do something, because I just love being an artist. I know I'm a fashion designer, but I feel like an artist. Okay, I also went on a girls' holiday. We've been meaning to do it forever, and we're going to do another one this year. They are literally my girls. They're my best friends. And I'm so glad that we did it. We only went for like a weekend, but it was so fun, and we packed so much into it, and we just relaxed, and it was Palmer. It was the most gorgeous place. I had paella for the whatever you call it. I had that for the first time, and it was gorge. Oh my god, it was so good. Just tried loads of new things, and it was fab, and we needed it. I went full-time in my label. What? That was on my list, and I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but it's happened. Obviously I still work part-time for my other job, but it means that I can literally be full-time in my label. Like, there is enough time in the week for me to be full-time in my label and still do that part-time job and still have time off. What? I'm living my dream life, guys. I'm living my dream life. I'm living the start of my dream life. Mwah. Also got invites to showcase at London Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, and Paris Fashion Week. All three. That was the first time that I got offered New York and Paris, which was very exciting. I do have a video on why I rejected them, so if you want the tea on all of that. And it's because it's probably how do I explain it in quick words? It's because it's not really the best way of doing it, what I was invited to do. Anyway, launched home prints. So I launched like the home version of Melissa Kate brand, which is basically just printable prints that I've made. So like illustrations that I've made, but you basically just pay a few pounds and you get the PDFs, and you can print it in any way that you want on canvas. You can print it on a bloody cushion if you wanted. I don't care, but it just means that like if anyone wanted to use my artwork, they literally just pay a few quid. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to give everyone it for free, but like also like think of the coffees I could buy. I was selling all of them, and I love me a coffee. Also got accepted to do an LVMH course. LVMH is the like the mother brand of a load of luxury brands, so I got accepted to do a course with them. I'm really trying to get my eyebrows right whilst talking. I don't know why I'm doing this. So I accepted the course and I did that course and I passed it, so I have a certificate from LVMH now to show that I'm trained in luxury, which is incredible. I raised £200 for breast cancer. I'm so happy, and thank you to everyone who donated. I'm probably gonna run some more donations next year, because why not? If it's something I can do on my platform, I will. I spent time with all of my friends and their boyfriends. So unfortunately, we weren't able to do that all at the same time, but separately I spent time with my friend Sophie and her boyfriend, my friend Ella and her boyfriend, and my friend Ellie and her boyfriend. And then my friend Charlotte had flown back from New Zealand. So it's actually already New Year in New Zealand right now as I'm filming this, so happy New Year, Charlotte. She flew back to come and see us for the first time in like 2 years with her boyfriend, so I got to meet him and he was lovely. I know it sounds like a silly little thing, but it just made me really happy that I'd spent time with my girls and their men. God knows when they'll be meeting my boyfriend. I don't know when I'll be meeting my boyfriend. Another thing, I started Pinterest. I've thought about this for a while. I've kind of thought, why don't I just do it? She only uploaded 10 pins so far, but it's gone really well, and some of them have thousands of views, like thousands, quite a few saves already, and I'm like, wow. And you know what makes me really happy? There's one dress that I put on there, and you can see when people have public boards, you can see what boards they've saved it to, and that one dress, everyone's saving it to like pattern cutting inspiration, and I'm so happy because I'm like, I've always known I'm special, you know, obviously I specialize in pattern cutting, but I've always known I've been quite good at it. But that's the confirmation I needed. That's like the little bit of happiness I needed. I also started Substack for the first time. So Substack, I had no idea what it was until like a month ago, and then I just thought, God, you know what actually happened? I woke up one morning and I was like, I feel like writing something. I'm gonna write. I'm just gonna get my thoughts down. And then I did it and it went really well, and they've had hundreds of views and loads of likes, and everyone likes it. Everyone who's read it, well, I say everyone who's read it, I don't know people's thoughts and opinions, but the feedback I've had is good, basically. So even though I can't really write, I think my thoughts and views are quite fun to get out there. So I'm gonna do that more. I also did my Bupa health assessment the other week, and I'm healthy. I am very healthy. I booked my venue for my next show next year, and to think that this year started as me having mental breakdowns because my venues for my London Fashion Week show collapsed and I had to cancel everything and everything went so wrong, to now, which is I have a venue sorted. Everything's gonna happen. Oh God, life always comes full circle, guys. Just keep believing, keep being delusional like me, and it'll work. Oh my God. But yeah, literally, this is what I mean. This is why you should keep this list. This is why I'm gonna urge everyone to keep this list and keep adding to this list every time you do something, even if it's like got a coffee with my friend, walk the dog in a new location. Like, had those little things that made you happy. And then you look back at the end of the year and like, oh, I remember that. And I kept it up for a full year. I did it for a full year. You're looking at me and you're like, this is an excessive amount of makeup. Good. Right, let's go through what I think I'm gonna do next year for 2026. So some of the focuses that I'm gonna focus on. So a big one is going to be health and weight and stuff, and I know that that's not something that, you know, you should really focus on. And I think obviously with all my tests coming back as really healthy, but that's just something I want to do because I put on a lot of weight this year, and obviously I don't mind about putting on weight, I don't mind about losing it, I don't care what size I am. If you want to know the real truth, it's because there's weird men online that message me calling me a BBW, and then like bio saying I love chubby women, and I don't want to deal with that anymore. I really don't. So I'm not going to deal with that anymore. So I'm just going to get like, hopefully get a little bit skinnier so I don't have to deal with that. Just get more filler really. Anyway, I think it's also because obviously I've got PCOS. I just want to see if the diet's gonna work for me. I say the diet, it's not like a proper diet, it's like taking out like processed foods and stuff like that, just because it's much better for your health with PCOS. And one of the things that I just don't want to deal with anymore is my hormonal issues, because it's not good. So that's on a serious note, and obviously if I can reverse that as much as possible earlier on, the better. And I've done it before. I've done really well with reversing a lot of my PCOS symptoms before, but it's really hard to maintain. So I'm just going to see what I can do. May as well just try, right? Another thing, so with my fashion label, obviously I want to do really well, but the great thing about it is I don't have any specific goals, but I think that's a good thing. You know, a lot of people might be writing like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. I think the best thing is to not be super specific. As I said, like, I don't have any specific goals with it. I just want to do things with my label. I want to do more stuff. I want to create more things. I want to be collaborating more. I want to be, you know, getting my art out there. So I think with that, the goal really is just to do things, just get things done. Do I want to get a boyfriend this year? I say that every year. I want a boyfriend every year, and then the men that come into my life are so annoying. I will consider a boyfriend. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna force anything. I just will I go on a date this year? That's the question, because I've not been on a date in years. Maybe that's what I'll push myself to do this year. Because I said it last year, let me just go on a date, and then I was like, no, I don't want to go on a date with any of these men, I don't want to do it. So I might do that this year. I might just say to myself, look, just try it. And I think that's just going to be the case with a lot of things this year. It's going to be like, what is the worst that can happen with anything? The kind of mindset I'm going into this next year with is, the worst that can happen is rejection. The worst that can happen is rejection. And if you know that rejection is a possibility, but you're gonna try anyway, then that's better. Because a lot of the time I don't try. I think that I don't apply for things, or I don't like contact people, or I don't think about even doing something, because in my head I'm like, oh, it's not gonna work out, or that it's, you know, they're gonna say no, but I didn't ask to know. I didn't try. There's some other little things I want to do as well. Like, I think I really want to go to like Paris this year, just like maybe a solo trip or something like that. Just because all the fashion there. It would be good to go to Paris Fashion Week at the end of the year. Because I always say, like, every September, let me just hop on a train and go to Paris for Fashion Week. And I never end up doing it. So if I you know, plan in advance, I could do. I would like to go back to London at some point this year. I really didn't this year, because I was a bit like traumatized. I was like, oh god, I can't face it again. I think I'm able to face it again now. I just don't want to run into anyone that I don't like. But life throws you curveballs. Honestly, more aims are just going to be like still adding to Pinterest, because I'm really enjoying it. Still writing on Substack, still making my YouTube videos. So like all my social media stuff is something that I still enjoy and still love and will always do. But like things that focus on me. So like I really want to go to a spa. Believe it or not, I've never been to a spa. I know, I'm thinking the same thing. How stupid of me, but I've never been. So I really want to go. I just little like me things this year, I think. I don't want to be selfish this year, absolutely not. If anything, I want to be more generous. I definitely want to become a bit more of a friendlier person. I think I have a bit of a resting face, you know what I mean? But I definitely need to be more. I think the neurodivergence in me, I retreat a little bit when it comes to social situations. If I know people, I'm the most extroverted person you've ever met in your life. But if I don't know people, I'm a bit like, Like, I keep my distance from people. So I definitely need to be a little bit more forgiving when it comes to social situations. Definitely not gonna drink as much as shit. But I say that, I didn't really drink much this year. It's only been in the past month. That happens every year. But I'm trying to like stick to just like wine, really, because the way I say it is like wine, you know, it gets me the kind of good level that I want. I know my limits with wine. I'm not always that hungover the next day. Like, it's, I know what I'm dealing with when it comes to wine, and having one glass here or there is nice as well. I don't have to go overboard with wine. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stick to wine. But honestly, if you have learned anything from this year, I just hope that you've seen that even when the worst of life happens and the worst of things that you think is going wrong, just always have that faith that one day you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, it's all worked out. It's all worked out, because it will. And yeah, I can confidently say that, and I've had a really good year, and I just think next year's gonna be better. I say that every year though, don't I? But it's life, it's a journey. We're here for the journey, not the destination. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, keep enjoying the journey, and hopefully next year I'll come back and do another one, and we'll discuss all the more amazing things that I've achieved. Who knows what I'm gonna sit here and say next year? Like, we actually don't know. I could be saying, oh, thanks for my like millions of subscribers for joining me. God, New York Fashion Week was so good. Thank you for the millions of people who queued outside to come and watch. I'm dating who do I want to date? Joey Keary. Oh, I'm dating him. My boyfriend. Like, you don't know what life's gonna be like. I could also be sitting there crying next year and being like, oh my god. But it's fine. I could be living in my own flat by next year. I could be driving. Oh my god, I want to be driving by next year. I'm going to try that this year, because I can't drive still. I'm 27. Oh my god, this time next year I'll be sitting here 28, nearly 29. So that is terrifying. Only a few. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Well, happy new year, everyone. Have a lovely time.